Hey everyone, welcome back to this episode of Inside Homebuilt Workshop. Man, it has been a little bit since I've been able to do an episode of Inside Homebuilt Workshop. I have been super busy the last few weeks, and that is the reason that I haven't been able to do one of these Inside Homebuilt Workshop updates. I enjoy doing these kind of behind the scenes episodes, but when I've got a lot of stuff going on, sometimes I just don't have the time to really get out and just spend the time recording the video and editing the video and posting it. And that's exactly what's been going on. I have been trying to get ahead on some projects because I'm looking forward to having a little bit of time off coming up. And don't worry, there's gonna be projects still. But I am planning to take some time off, and don't worry, it doesn't mean I'm leaving the shop or anything like that. Just some personal time that I'm gonna be taking off just to spend some time with family and that sort of thing. But that means I gotta get ahead on some content so that I can still be posting some stuff. So man, it has been buzzing around here, just knocking out. I'm doing a project with Haley, who's my daughter. We're doing another project together. That'll be coming up. I've been knocking out some cutting boards. Got a video for those coming up, and that is what I'm working on. And that's why you haven't really seen this update. Plus, it's still been busy at work. And again, I think I've mentioned that before. Unfortunately, I have to have a day job to pay the bills and stuff like that. You know, most of us do have a day job. We're not full time in this. Although that is one of my goals, working on that, maybe someday. No. But we've been busy at work, so I haven't been able to get as much time in the shop, and the time that I have had in the shop, I've had to spend working on projects, so it's a give and take. Working on projects or inside updates, yeah, I don't need to debate that or not, but anyway, sounds like I'm making excuses. I am not trying to. Really, I'm just explaining what's going on. So I think the videos I didn't get a chance to do a Inside Homebuilt Workshop on were, I did at least the Q&A on the guitar tools. Again, if you haven't seen either of these videos that I'll mention, there's going to be links down below and some cards up here. You can click the link, check out the video if you haven't already seen it. The Q&A, guitar tools, several people have asked me about that. Like, hey, I want to get into building guitars. What sort of tools do I need to do that? And so I just reached in my drawer and grabbed a bunch of stuff and kind of sorted through some of the ones that I felt were necessary or kind of necessary, and some other ones that were kind of more of a luxury item and that makes the job easier, but not necessarily necessary. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So the tools that I talked about in that were really specific to guitar building. I didn't really cover, normal kind of woodworking tools, because really the construction, not the final assembly and stuff, more like the neck and all that, but the basic construction of a guitar, the wooden aspect, is really just general woodworking tools. And but I'd mentioned, though, if you guys wanted to see kind of the woodworking tools that I use, so I'll probably be doing a part 2 of that, because several people had expressed some interest in seeing the woodworking tools that I use if I'm going to build an instrument. So I'm going to be doing that coming up too. I probably won't be for a couple of weeks. I'll start shooting that and editing and getting that together, because I've got this other stuff that will be coming out ahead of that. But I will be doing that, a part 2 of the Q&A, maybe the next Q&A, maybe in a month or so, or several weeks. I'll just cover the woodworking tools that I use, and I've got an idea. I'm not going to tell you what it is exactly. I've got an idea for that video to cover the tools that I use in a little bit different way than the Q&As that I have been doing. So I'm gonna shoot for that, and we'll see how it goes. So be on the lookout. Again, it won't be right away, but I definitely will be doing the second part to that guitar tools, and we'll cover woodworking tools that I use. So the other video, the most recent one that just came out, again, link below, was the bass guitar neck, the fretless bass guitar neck. That was a cool, fun project to do. It took a lot longer for different reasons, but that is going to be a cool guitar. I just talked to my buddy yesterday, and he's almost got the thing together, and it's going to be neat. So if you haven't seen the video, basically what it is a bandmate, friend of mine. We play in the band together, and he's got like a 60s or 70s era. It's actually a Silvertone bass guitar, and the neck was kind of messed up, and he wanted to do some modifications and stuff to it. And I basically told him that I would just build him a new neck instead of making the repairs that he wanted to do. But he wanted it to be a fretless bass, and so made the whole neck and fretboard and truss rod and everything. I didn't make the truss rod, but so built this whole fretless neck and got it all on the body. And he sent me some pictures of what it looks like with the pick guard and everything together, and it's going to be cool. I can't wait to see and hear how it sounds. It feels really good, and it looks really cool too, especially on the body, because he's got the body stained a darker color with a nice bright maple neck and fretboard. It looks really cool. So when it gets together, I'll make sure to snap some pictures and post it so you guys can see kind of how the whole thing came together, because I didn't focus much on the body in that video. I think I showed it at the beginning. Maybe I didn't even do that. I don't remember. But it wasn't about the body or anything like that. It was just about me making the neck. I really enjoyed making that neck. It was a good practice because I'm now going to take what I've learned from that build and from the cigar box guitar neck builds and build a few of my own Telecaster style guitar necks to use on some of my guitar builds that I'm going to be working on. So it's all accumulation of experience, right? That's how we learn. You know, you got to do stuff. At least I do, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same way. If you're not in there doing it, you can read articles and watch YouTube videos and that kind of stuff all day long, but until you actually go and do it, you don't really gain that knowledge. You know, you've got the head knowledge, but that's different than actually doing it, a certain thing. And that could go for anything. I mean, if you're trying to learn, I don't know, about computers or programming or something like, something like that. Auto body, you know, it's one thing to read about all of these things that we want to learn, but unless you actually practice what you're trying to learn, you don't really gain that experience. And that's what I have been taking with all these necks. If you guys have seen the videos, you notice the cigar box guitar necks, they don't have a truss rod, but they have frets. So I'm getting that fret practice, setting the frets and cutting the frets and shaping and filing the frets. And this project was cool because I got to do the truss rod. So I hadn't cut a truss rod channel before. And actually, for this project, I just dumped sawdust all over that cutting board. Oh well. I built this truss rod routing jig. And it's very simple. My router sits in there, and you just cuts the truss rod. And it made it really easy. But just doing this, getting everything right and everything to fit my router, I mean, that took the couple hours in the evening to get this put together. So that was time not actually spent on the build, but now I have it, and I'll have it for quite a long time. So that's just kind of one of the reasons that project took so long, because I took the time in between and did what I needed to do to create the jigs and fixtures, and I had to order a router bit to cut the channel, so I had to wait for that to arrive, and just little things like that building up to the final result. But all of this stuff carries over to a guitar neck, so that's what I'm excited about. Now I've got the router jig, so cutting a truss rod slot now is going to be nothing because I'm already set up for it. And it's just all about gearing up, I've been working on skills in jigs and fixtures and things like that, just to be able to start doing guitar necks, because that's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to make my own bodies. I want to be able to make my own necks, the whole thing. But I was excited to do this. There's a fuzz. Do you see that? Can you see that? What is that? It's just some kind of a fuzz or something floating right around there. So thanks a lot, guys, for checking out this Inside Home Built Workshop episode. I apologize, it's been a little bit of time, but things are in motion around here and we're trying to get some work done, and be on the lookout for those videos that I mentioned will be coming out on my channel. One of them will be coming out next week. Saturday, Sunday, something like that. Sometime next weekend there will be a new video on my regular channel that you can check out. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know why I did that 1, 2, 3, but thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.